Yo, what's up, guys? It's Optic Retals, and today we are back with one last tier list. I wanted to get this one, player one, and the team one out before the season started. This one will be out on Saturday. Today is Friday. We're playing the qualifier today. So it's a weird time to get it out because I could put this out and tonight just be super wrong. But that's the beauty of it. So today I have my top 12 teams. Sorry, I'm looking at my second monitor because I just did the rankings. Top 12 teams, threw this together really quick. Some tiers were really hard to separate, but I'm pretty confident in it. If you think I'm super wrong, prove me wrong. Make me eat my words, use it as motivation. I'm not here to, be mean to anyone, just my honest thoughts. So, no further ado, I have 6 tiers, so we won't be using the not sure tier. If you're in D tier, you're still, in the top 36 of North American Rocket League players. It's not an insult. Yeah, we're gonna start the D tier and go up. I have 4 players in my D tier. I have Taroko. This is a long list. I have Shaq. I do that. I have T. Carell. Oh wait, is there no T. Carell in here? There's no T. Carell in here. All right. T. Carell, you would be right here, right in front of Shock. And then I have spearheading my D tier, Mr. Memory. Okay, his name's here. Again, 4 really good players. Taroko, super solid defensive player. I think they're kind of churning out of the meta a little bit, but still, playing in 2s, it's not fun to play against. Shock, similar to Taroko, a more aggressive player than Taroko, but still a little slower, a little more fundamentally based. And yeah, and then Memory, I think, has improved a ton over the last few months. I think 2-Piece and Parth have been very good for him. I see him getting better mechanically, but still not enough to move him up. Again, these are the best players in North America, guys. It's not an insult. And then T. Carell, I think will shine on Ghost. I think Shock and Ox is a really good duo to have around him, but I just haven't seen it yet. So I'll have to wait for the season. This is pre-season rankings, guys. Okay. For my next tier, my C tier, this was absolutely the hardest one to rank for me, because I think all 5 of these players are right next to each other. By the way, I'm not ranking Optic. Didn't feel like it. Plus, I'm biased. Hard. Okay, let's break this down. These 5, I feel, are very close and super, super, super hard to rank. Parth, 2-Piece, and Chronic both are all 3 coming up kind of together. Did they team? I think they all teamed, but at different times. So now 2-Piece and Parth on Shopify with Memory, the team I consider this. I think they're going to be really good. Gyro being on Rogue still, and Hoxer being on that Ghost roster. All of those rosters are probably going to be between like 9 to 12. I don't see any of them breaking into the top 8 or 7, maybe Shopify, but I doubt it. I think all these players are pretty similar too. You have Hoxer, who's historically pretty defensive. You have Gyro, who's historically pretty defensive. Same with 2-Piece. Chronic, not as much, but still a rookie coming into that Gen G roster. I think they could be good. Sorry, I forgot Chronic. I didn't. These guys won't all be 9 through 11. I think Chronic Gen G will probably be like top 7-ish. But all these players are good mechanically. Good players. Just I would like to see more from 2-Piece, Parth, and Chronic as they're new. Okay. We have the beautiful B tier. This is the fattest tier by far. This one is also pretty hard to rank because I think a lot of these players, even though they're very, very, very talented, I have them in my top 20 NA. A lot of them are inconsistent, so they're pretty hard to rank. But we're gonna go ahead and put them all in here, and then I'll talk about them. G, and these are in order, by the way. I ordered them pretty quick, but in what I believe is a pretty good order. Is Aquanon in here? Oh, there he is. Garrett G. Arsenal. Kyle. And Torment. So, Torment is someone I've debated putting at the top of C, but with just how good he's been, or with how good the V1 roster has been, it's hard to not put some of the success on him. He is rotationally and defensively one of the best players in the game. I would like to see more from him on the mechanical and offense side. I know it's the old guard usually, and I feel it too, Torment, but that's why I'm at B. At the end of B. Kaio, Mr. Furia, the first South American player on the list. I had no idea how to rate him, to be honest. I played Furia once. I scrimmed him twice and played him in ranked a few times. He was unrankable for me. I just went ahead and threw him in here because just individually what I see from him, playing him in like 1s and 2s, this is kind of the tier I have him in. Again, I don't know. I never watched South American online Rocket League. The only time I watched this guy was at LAN, and I thought he was the worst player on the team. Not an insult because this team is one of the best in the world, but that's what I saw. Mr. Arsenal at B. Another hard player to rank because on LAN he's a lot better than he is online. I teamed with him for 2.5 years. I think he's in these tier of players. He can pop off. He can have really inconsistent days. If he pops off, he can be in S. If he plays bad, he can be in D. I mean, it's just, again, like I said, I think a lot of players in this tier are pretty inconsistent, so it's hard to rank. Next is Garrett G. I think he's fallen. I wouldn't say fallen off because he has made every LAN other than London Major. He's a hard one to rank because historically Garrett's been like top 5, top 10 in A for like 5 years. But I just see that NRG roster not doing as good as it has been the last few years, and he's a strange one. Fundamentally, still super good, super smart. I just think the mechanics have risen more over the last 6 to 9 months than they ever have in Rocket League, and I think he has risen with them. Mr. Aqua at B. Another really hard player to rank because he is so good mechanically. Rogue tried out different thirds and he tried out different teams over the offseason. And you see him and you're like, this player is insane individually, but I think he tries to do too much a lot of the time. And I think I've said it before, but I think he's the cause of 90% of his team's goals and a cause for 90% of the other team's goals. So I think it's just kind of a case of a young kid who knows he's better than almost everyone he plays against individually and just wants to do everything. That's my guess. But next I have the backbone of Team Complexity, AJG. A very good defensive player, also very good mechanically. Not much to say other than he is super solid and he is not fun to play against. Next I have Mr. Squishy at B tier. I think I might get a lot of stuff for having Squishy out of Garrett, but just playing against them myself, I have a harder time playing against Squishy than I do Garrett. So that's my only reason. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But that's why I have him here. Okay, this B tier has been huge. But CRR and Appjack, the 2 Europeans, as my top of the B tier. CRR, I think, is going to have a breakout season. He grinds really hard, super mechanical, super good offensively. I'd like to see a little bit of improvement in defense, but with AJG and Raisable with them, that team's going to be really good. So CR there. And Appjack, the king of ones. I think coming to NA will hopefully help him because I think Appjack's biggest flaw has always been he plays too much like it's ones. And I think Chronic and Nolly could kind of not force it out of him, but I just think playing NA scrims, and I hope for him because he could be S tier if he really wanted. He's super smart, super good mechanically. I think he needs to change his 3 style a tiny bit. All right. We are into the top, 15? Top 15 of players. At my 15, I have 5 people in this list. This one is also a little hard to, obviously all of the tiers are going to be hard to rank because Rocket League, all the pros are so close, but I try my best. I have Com there. I have Mr. Logan there. I have Joseph over here. I don't know Card's name. King Card, I have the King over here. And then I have my boy Caden spearheading the A tier. Com, I think, is the smartest demo in Rocket League. I think he's very good mechanically as well. He does a lot for that V1 roster. Without Beast Mode, he might downgrade a little bit, but I think he could slot into almost any team. Smart player, good mechanics, leader, demos. That's all you can ask for. He is the triple threat. LJ now joining SSG, replacing me. Like I said, in the team tier list, very good mechanically, very good individually. I don't know how good he will be. I don't know if he'll thrive with Daniel in Arsenal, because I think he could probably use a more serious team environment. Not to throw shade, but I'm excited for this kid. Him and Daniel are going to be super fun to watch together. Arsenal clearing up space. It's going to be a fun roster to watch. I don't know how good they'll be, but they're going to be fun. So, LJ's at my 14. Nolly at 13. I think this is the best player on the new Gen G roster. I think a lot like Com. He's pretty smart, knows when to demo, has good mechanics. I mean, he is the triple threat. I think him and Com are probably the two highest in my tier list, and Chicago, of course. That good mechanics, know how to demo. Because usually the demoers like me or Arsenal or whoever, even like Mark or something, usually a lot of us demo because we don't have great mechanics, but these three have both. So that's why I have them so high up. Card is actually someone I think is very, 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 very good. I think the last few months he's improved a ton with LA, Winter, Saudi, and Worlds. I thought he played really good at all 4 events. I will have him at my 11. And then my boy at my 10, typical, you know him, defensive mastermind. I think the smartest player in Rocket League, at least in NA, you can say Monkey Moon, whatever. I think he's the smartest player in North America. He always does the right play. I think First Killer's lucky to have him because he is the best person to support First Killer style. So I gotta sit there. All right, what do we got left? We have. I just showered. I gotta play a qual in like 3 hours. I had to rush this video out. I have my S tier. This is going to be 6 players who I think are all very talented. I will start with the back. Chicago will be at my 10. Mr. Jacob Naps will be at my 9. Where are you? There you go. Who's on my 8? Raisbull. Might get, y'all gonna have to wait for my reasoning. Raisbull's up here. Daniel is next. There you are. Missed. And then this one might get some hate because of how bad they've been recently, but I have Justin at my 5 actually. I'll explain that when we get to him. But first, so Chicago, like I was saying, mechanical, can demo. Not many players that do that, but he does it really well. Leader. He does more for the team than the outside eye can see. Has a ton of good intangibles. He is Captain America in my eyes. He is the new Captain America. JNaps. It's been like JNaps since Chicago. You can never separate them for the bulk of their careers, and I think it's kind of like that now. Maybe JNaps could be pushed like 1 place ahead, but I think they're both pretty close. Both in my top 10. I think they're the best team in the world, to be honest, but that's a topic for another day. Raisbull, I think I might have said it already this video, but I do think Raisbull is the most underrated player in North America. He grinds like no one else. He has star potential. I hope we get to see that this season. I don't think we really did last season, but he had some shots that were just insane. And this is my kind of out there pick, but I think Raisbull is better than probably most people do. Daniel at my 7. Not much needs to be said. He's the third man, the most mechanical third man in the game, probably. He can solo play anything. He is one of the scariest players on the ball. I would like to see him play a little more aggressive with LJ, just because he probably had to play a little more passive, just because individually I'm not as good as LJ. But with LJ supporting him now, I'd like to see him go a little crazier. Missed at my 6. Not much to be said. He is, in my eyes, probably one of the most perfect players in Rocket League. He can do it all. Defend, shoot, solo play. The biggest thing with him is his work ethic and mentality, but he's just a really good player. And then Justin at my 5. All right. This one's gonna shake some heads, but I still think Justin is the player he always was. Every time I play against them, I still see him. Every time I play with him in 6-mans, I still see him being Justin. I don't think NRG's struggles are his fault. I don't think he has downgraded that badly. I still have him at my 5. You're going to have to listen to it and hope that NRG does good this season. Okay? All right. That's what we got. My SS tier has 4 players. By now, you can probably figure out who those are. I have First Killer at my 1. I have Beast Mode at my 2. I have Atomic at my 3. And I have King South America at my 4, Mr. Yan. I think you ask 100 people who their best 4 players in North America are, probably 80 of them say these 4. Not in this order maybe, but I think these are probably the 4 best undisputed players in North America. Yan can do everything and more with the ball solo. Atomic is one of the most unguardable players in Rocket League history. You can never know what he's doing. He's got like 4 sends, so he just flies around the map. Beast Mode, again, like I said with Mist, he is one of the perfect Rocket League players where you just play with them and you don't have to do much. They just win. So, and then obviously I've had First Killer at my 1 for like 2 years now. I think First Killer's biggest flaw is he's not very smart when it comes to team decisions, but in game you can't make any criticisms on him other than maybe playing a little too aggressive and taking the ball off of his teammates and stuff, but he's just the best player in the world in my eyes. No amount of drama that he makes will not let me think that, just because playing against him is not fun. But that is my top, 12 teams, so top 36. Oh, I think I said 32 earlier in the video. Again, I did the top 12 teams, so if you didn't see like Accelerate and Drees and all them in there, it's not because I don't think they're top 36. I just only did what I think are the top 12 teams. So, if you enjoyed me ranking some players, leave a like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you want to see next. I'll see you next time. Peace.